the changes to Section 25 of the Constitution could drag on a little longer. This follows the ANC's proposal that state custodianship should be applicable to certain land within the context of expropriation. On the other hand, the EFF is insisting that all land must be under state custodianship and no compensation should be paid to landowners. Let's speak now to the head of the Land Expropriation Task Team within the ANC, Dr. Mathews Phosa, who joins us via the virtual platform. Dr. Phosa, thank you very much for your time. Firstly, are you able to tell us with a certain measure of, certainty that there is going to be a meeting and there are ongoing meetings between the EFF leadership and the top leadership of the ANC?
I can't see you. I'm going to speak to someone I don't see. Are you fine with that?
I'm perfectly fine with that.
Okay.
Are you able to talk to us about this issue of land and in particular two parties that need each other for this land bill to pass in Parliament? That's the ANC and the EFF. Are you able to confirm for us if there have been ongoing meetings between the two parties' leadership?
Well, let's be fair to everyone. I'm not the head of any legal committee. The NEC of the ANC, in its wisdom, put together a team of lawyers, which I had to work together with our members of Parliament in the ad hoc committee to try and find solutions and advise NEC on what positions to take.
Yeah.
Now, you are aware that there's been public hearings because our democracy is participatory, and 200,000 submissions were given back as feedback. The mandate was to deal with Section 25, 1 and 2 and 3, to make what is implicit to be expressive, what is expressive to be implicit. If we can play with those words and see what makes sense to you. And well, when we engage with this process, we felt at the end of the day, we should not only talk to ourselves, like talk to the NEC, we should talk to other parties too, to try and find one another. The NEC has always been a consultative organization, even before CODESA. We spoke to all of them. We spoke to the Freedom Front, and of course they're still dreaming of the Bundestag, which we don't really want to listen to. We talked to the DA, which to us is a bit of a right-wing party, doesn't want even to change or worry about the majority of the people in this country. We spoke to even the ATM, a one-member party in Parliament. We didn't discriminate. The EFF was just part of the group of parties we have talked to.
Yeah.
We think we have done our fair to talk to all the political parties. It is now the end of the road.
Yeah. Talk to us, Dr. Phosa, about your role as this specific task team within the ANC and how you link up with the ANC members in Parliament. How do you work together in this, in this particular
our legal team went to do research, extensive research. We read all the 200,000 submissions. We looked at every other important document ever researched on this matter of land, and we summarized it to a certain point, and then we interface with the ad hoc committee members of the ANC in Parliament, and together, working as a team, we want to address the NEC and also continually address the officials and advise them.
Okay, so what are the sticking points then? Because what seems to be standing out in the various reports, including, by the way, from the chair of the ad hoc committee in Parliament, Dr. Mathole Motshekga, is that the issue of zero compensation for land and the custodianship of the land, they seem to be coming out strongly. Am I correct in that assessment?
Well, there are just some of the issues. I mean, Section 25, as it stands now, does allow for expropriation without compensation. It depends on what areas of amount and all those. It does. But what we've been doing is to make what is expressive more explicit. And that's has been the mandate. And of course, we didn't at the end, because the public opinion said, don't limit yourself to certain section of Section 25, but deal with all of them. That is until Section 25(9). In which case, we have debated all of them. But at the end of the day, we have to advise our leadership in terms of the sections which have been focused on as mandates.
All right. So
the issues which have been raised, like compensation in some cases is nil. We all say so. The section 325 does say so. There's nothing new in what the EFF is saying. Let's forget about the high moral, high ground political gains. And of course, we all talk about custodianship, but we place it into different contexts. Now, I don't want to read you the legal text, but this is a public platform where people must understand what we say in simple language.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to ask you for your quick opinion. But before I do that, can I just ask you to give me your sense of, or how you are interpreting the words of the chairperson of the ad hoc committee in Parliament, Dr. Motshekga, who is warning that if this whole process fails of redistributing land, then the country risks going the route of Zimbabwe. And he actually used the word Zimbabwe. Do you concur with him that the longer this drags on, this land question, the more closer we're getting ourselves to the Zimbabwean situation?
Well, let me tell you something. We're nowhere near Zimbabwean situation. All he's trying to say to you is we must respond to the crying need for land by a majority of our people. And this whole exercise is exactly to do that. So how best do we address the crying needs of our people without disrupting the economy of the country? And I don't want to use the F word today. Without it's scaring away investors. The point which former President Thabo Mbeki is making, and which he's entitled to make as a former president of the country, to warn about the parameters in which we should operate. And Comrade Motshekga is not saying anything different, seriously. The Zimbabwean situation is well known to us, and we said ourselves yesterday, we must learn both the positive and the negative lessons of Zimbabwe. Yeah. And we are only focusing on the positive lessons of Zimbabwe.
All right. Final take then. You are a lawyer, and I'm asking for your opinion now, so you can already do away with the automatic answer that's going to say, no, I'm doing work for the ANC here. I'm asking for your opinion about Section 25 of the Constitution, which you've already said that already allows for nil compensation. Is there a need, therefore, to amend this section of the Constitution?
There is a need, because at the moment people say it expresses that, but we want to make it more explicit, and it's a mandate. Make it more clearer, make it more simpler, so that there are no debates about it. And I think that's what we have done with distinction. But others are taking advantage of the process to play into the local government election space, and we're not interested in that. We focus on the interests of the people, which is more paramount to us.
All right, and I suspect you're talking about the EFF, are you?
I didn't mention name. The guilty will be afraid.
Dr. Mathews Phosa, thank you very much for your time.
Always
good talking to you. He heads the task team of the ANC that's looking into the issue of expropriation of land.